Hello, welcome to Zatu Games. Today I'm going to be infoboxing Wildlands The Ancients. It's the first big box expansion for Wildlands. We've had a few maps, we've had a few factions. This has new maps, a new faction and new modes of play including solo and co-op for 2 players and team play for up to 6. Let's go take a look. Hello, welcome to Zatu Games. Today we're going to be doing infoboxing of this big box expansion for Wildlands. This is Wildlands The Ancients. Turns the game into a solo and co-op experience. Also gives you a team mode to mess around with. And do remember, if you're watching on YouTube, this was originally broadcast live on Facebook when the expansion was in stock. So this is in stock at the minute, but this infoboxing will go up on YouTube, so just bear that in mind. You might want to go quick if you're interested. Just send a quick hello to Tino as well. So if you don't know, Wildlands is a skirmish game for 2 to 4 players. It's been supported with 2 factions, the Undead and the Adventuring Party, which give a bit more flavour to the base game, and 2 map packs as well as some promos. This is the first expansion to bring in massive gameplay. Well, maybe not. The Undead brought in, and the Adventuring Party gave some good faction-based changes, but this actually brings a new way to play. So you have these Ancients, which on a basic level can be used by any player in the game as their faction. They have some special rules and their own set of cards. And you also have a way to play as a cooperative or solo. Now, co-op can only be done by 2 player. The Awoken is the solo and duo co-op mode. There you have all these new ways to play, which I'll go through in a minute. I just played that on the Twitch feed, so you can check that out on Twitch. The Wrath of the Ancients is a way for the Ancients to replace any factions, and they have their own special actions, and they can claim shards of any colour, but they can't win by shards. But they spend shards for their special actions. So it's quite interesting. And then War for the Crystal gives you 4 to 6 players with some teams. And then of course you have 2 new maps. I played the Lost Factory, which has a conveyor belt. And the Foreign Lands adds thin ice and a slippery surface. So they are done in the typical kind of, the board is really nice, double-sided. It's a bit too big to show here. I'll just give you a glimpse of the artwork. Hey Danny, thanks for joining us. Which way? There we go. So you've got the conveyor belt there, which can be activated whenever you score a point. You choose one colour and everything moves along one. Now these are the key bits for the solo mode. They are scenarios, and if you're playing solo, you play on the B side. If you are playing with a partner, you both go on the A side, and you get some extra setup rules, and so on and so forth. You'll have a scenario track which will advance when your minions activate, causing you to lose the game ultimately, but also bringing in the Ancient. You have the Ancient's health, you have the makeup of the deck, the traps and objects that are used in the game, the starting minions, and which minions they use. So that is basically how you keep track of everything. I have a really nice insert here, as they usually do. These are big tarot cards for the, normally they're not tarot size, so these are a new size, but they do have actions on. which give their special powers and their health. So they're all 5 health, so they're all fairly strong, and you have the deck breakdown for what they have in them. Remember, they cannot win with shards, they must knock out 5 characters. In here you have all your objects, your treasures, your dark crystals that you're trying to get. You get a load of bases, and you get enough bases to fully base up everything basically. So you've got 4 for the adventuring party, you've got 6 for the undead, so you can basically at this point permanently stick bases onto the characters. You don't need to faff around popping them out each time. Put them in there now. Then we have the standard deck for the faction, which lets you activate them all as per usual, with some wilds as well. So if you've played Wildlands, you know how those work. And then what we have here is the different minion cards. So if you're playing against these minions, then you will turn one over. And if the yellow minion's on the board, you'll move twice. If the orange one is, you'll activate exhaustion, which will be on the scenario board. It'll tell you what to do, and you advance the tracker. And basically there's a set of these cards for each of the minion pairs. Okay, then you have a deck of cards for each of the ancients, and they are basically the same thing, but they operate the ancient once they're on the board. Forgot to say as well, each of these symbols underneath are their reactions. So if they take damage, you flip over the card and that tells you their reaction, and you apply those as per the normal game. And these guys basically work like normal characters in the game. If they do a magic attack, it's going to hit their own characters as well. And then here we have some more minions and an ancient, and then we have the treasure people. Here we go. These treasures can be one-time use, they can be permanent upgrades, and they go to whichever character discovers them. So they're really cool. We have some white and black crystals, which I think, or shards, which I think are to go with the matching bases. So for the undead and the adventuring party. And then these are the minions, and they're double-sided. Basically, you take one colour per player, and it will be again on the sheet. So Tempest and Wildfire, what are these? Goblins and Crazed. The number on them is their health. When they take damage, you apply the damage counters straight to them. Then lastly, you have the, as you are used to, absolutely gorgeous pre-washed miniatures of the ancients. Now these don't fit the bases, as you can see. They are much bigger than the bases, but therefore they don't need it. This two-headed guy on a chair here, a lovely chair. This guy just, what's he doing? Like a robot with a shotgun. This geese, that's cool. I have only fought Magnus so far, and I got it slightly wrong, made it slightly easier for myself, and still got whooped. I have had a quick look online, and the solo game does appear to be quite the challenge. So I might try it again. It was quite a big setup as well for filming, but I did really enjoy it. So that is the Ancients. Now the question for you people who have limited shelf space is, can you get that stuff in there in the base box? Well, let's just grab the base box. I have ditched the insert and I've got everything bar the Hagamole promo. So I've got the promo, I bagged up the things there. I'll sort the gems into their factions now that I can do that, and I'll add these on. The big thing is this, there's the boards down here, another board to add on top of that, and then those and the big, what are they, ancient minis. I think it would be quite tight to fit everything in here, so I might be leaving it as it is, and perhaps assuming that, and hopefully they continue to support it, I might take the insert out of the Wildlands The Ancients box, because this is already really heavy, and I might use one box for factions and crystals and one box for maps. So at the minute, although I usually ditch extra boxes, I won't be doing that. So this was in stock on the website at last check. Do remember this video has been broadcast live initially, so at time of broadcast or just before, there were still copies of this available. I think I've had one play. The extra faction is great. The solo mode was really challenging, and again, like skirmish games can be, it wasn't. There's some luck to it in the way the cards come out, but you have all the information there, so you can kind of work out what you want to do, what you want to prioritise. I really enjoyed it, and I still felt like, even though I did ultimately get destroyed, I still felt like I had a chance to dash in and snatch one. So really enjoyed that, and I'm going to try it hopefully with my son, if I can convince him to play it soon. Thanks for watching another Zatu video. Do remember to hit like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. If you want more content from us, we are also on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram and TikTok. We stream live on Twitch on Mondays lunchtimes from 12 PM. That's a solo board game. And we stream live from 9 PM on Fridays playing some video games. On Wednesdays from 8 PM on Facebook is our weekly live show. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again next time.